Hi, and welcome to episode 1 of Things I Would Tell My Younger Self. The very first thing I would tell my younger photographer self is to not give a crap what people think and to not be embarrassed. All I remember from when I started was that all I wanted to do was document. I just wanted to document. That's all I did prior to having this business was I documented. I documented everything. I had a little cool pics, little camera, took it with me everywhere. Took it to the club. I took it when we went out to girls' night. I took it everywhere. And I wanted to do that for other people. And I remember when I first started, I just was so afraid to do anything creative or unique. I had all these ideas. I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to create this. And I was so afraid to put myself out there because I followed all these people, all these photographers that were wonderful. They were amazing. And I wanted to be like them. And I aspired to be like them. But I was afraid because I was afraid that what if I put this out there? What if I try this and I fail? What if I try this and nobody wants to sign up for this? What if I try this and it comes out crappy? What if? And you know what? All of those what ifs, they held me back. They held me back because I hesitated and I questioned myself. I questioned, am I good enough? Should I be doing this? Am I ever going to be as good as this person or that person? And it took me a very long time to mentally not think that way. And you know what? Do you know how many times that I tried and failed? A billion. I remember I set up, I did sets. I remember doing a watermelon set where I bought literally like 10 or 12 watermelons. I can't remember how many. I spent like $200 on watermelons. And I cut them up. And I made this whole set. I thought watermelon minis would be super cool and super cute for like little toddlers. I had my friend's daughter come over. We did this whole promo. Not one person signed up for those minis. Not one. I remember one year I did a hay bale, a fall setup in my driveway. I took hay bales, I bought them from a farm and brought them to my house. My car had hay in it for, I don't know, a year, 2 years. Set it all up in my driveway. Took promo pictures. Not one, not a single person signed up for that session. I also remember seeing things on other photographers' pages that were ideas I had. I didn't know that they had them, but they were ideas I had. So then I didn't do them because they did them. And I thought, well, I can't do that now because they did them. Why can't I do that? They were my idea. I had the same idea. I didn't know that they had that idea, but they were also my idea. I was embarrassed. And I cared too much about what this person thought, what that person thought. I wanted to be in, if you will. And that's funny because in all of my life, I never cared in the slightest bit about what absolutely anybody thought about me. And when I started this business, I suddenly cared. I cared. I wanted other photographers. I wanted other people. I wanted my clients, obviously, to like me, but I wanted to be good. But I let my insecurities hold me back. And it held me back for years. And I just wish so much that I had an I don't give a attitude. And I had so many good ideas. I had so much creativity that was just literally coming out of me. And I didn't allow it to just flow. I was embarrassed about all different ways. And that's what I would tell my younger self. I would say, you're not the first person that ever started a business. You're not the first person that ever took a photograph. You're not the first person that ever wanted to be liked. And, you're not the first person that ever put themselves out there and failed. You're not. and you're not going to be the last. So go for it. Do it. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't work. And you know what? If it doesn't work, what are you going to do? You're going to try again. And 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 you're going to keep trying until something works. And when that works, you're going to piggyback off what works. And the most important part of all of this is continuing to have ideas. That's the whole point. Because you don't want to get to a point where you don't have ideas. Because that's burnout. Nobody wants burnout. So don't be afraid to put yourself out there, to have ideas, and don't be embarrassed. I'm still doing things literally to this day. I am still doing things that I don't know if they're going to work. I have no idea if they're going to work. I just put out a thing recently for beach minis. Nobody signed up for them. Okay, well, we're canceling that. Whatever, moving along. Don't be embarrassed.